I enjoyed Monster Hunter for quite a while now and really got into it with the release of Rise, even if I liked it before on the 3DS, but didn't find it that enjoyable back then. But what is Monster Hunter Wilds like, considering it is the current latest installment of the series? Monster Hunter Wilds is an action role-playing game developed and published by Capcom. It was released for Windows, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S, even if the PC version apparently is a graphical mess. Something I couldn't confirm with footage that I watched from a friend of mine, Downcast Spark, who played the game on PC and streamed it. As it still looks decently good on PC and not like some of the other footage I saw when it was being framed as a graphical mess by others, so I can't say too much on that front. Wilds is a successor to Monster Hunter Worlds, which was very well received by fans and I never played. But I am interested in checking it out though. Seems like a very good time. In Wilds, you play as a hunter that you fully design yourself with insane customizability, and it took me about 2 hours to get my hunter to look the way I want them to, simply because of the insane customizability that there actually is in the game. That is not including all the armor that you can get from fighting the monsters, which we'll talk about in a bit, because that took way longer than I'm willing to admit. The story follows the hunter and their group as they explore the Forbidden Lands, a region far to the east of what is known to the guild and a land that is deemed uninhabitable. Yet this viewpoint changes after they find a boy running from a monster in the sand as the guild was out on an expedition. You, the player, are tasked with the lead hunter role as you try to investigate the tribe of the kid that was rescued, Nata, and try to find Nata's home again. Yet all of that, of course, doesn't come without difficulty. The cutscenes are so well made and look so good that I was just stunned for the first few minutes of gameplay and just completely frozen in awe when I was watching the cutscenes because of how amazing they look. Like jumping off of the side of a sandboat onto a running small wyvern just to save a kid. Graphics are absolutely amazing, and as long as you aren't looking directly into a wall or going down one of the narrow hallways later in the game in one area that I still fucking hate, it always feels like you're in some fantastical world straight out of some painting. And it creates a fantastical and mythical feel to this world, which Monster Hunter definitely should have, and it just drew me in so quickly because of it. All the characters also have quite a bit of depth and feel like they have more depth to them than you actually see in the game, and I would like to see a bit more of that in the late game. And let's talk about the main selling point of Monster Hunter Wilds for a while, as they use it heavily in marketing. Of course, I'm talking about the absolutely gorgeous food. And just thinking about it, I'm getting hungry and feel my mouth water simply at the thought of it due to how delicious it looks.
Beans.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Nothing like home cooking.
The main gameplay loop is as simple as it is fun. It's basically you're sent out to do something, you find a monster that's dangerous, you kill the monster and you make gear out of it. And it creates such a fun gameplay loop that all monster hunters have that just feels very appropriate for the game, even if there's quite a bit of depth to every aspect of it. Every monster is introduced in a very epic way, with cutscenes where the threat of them is shown, or sometimes their cutscenes are just weird, but let's not talk about those, because they're actually rather rare. And I'll show you one of my favorites that's not in the late game, because I don't want to spoil things for you.
Looks like he's incapacitated.
Touch that nest, and we'll be next. But
we can't leave him.
Back me up.
This is time for a nap.
I'll take it from here!
Counting on it!
The hunts can take anywhere from 15 minutes up to maybe even 40 or 50, and the fact you do not know when the enemy or the monster you're hunting will die just adds to the feeling of uncertainty where you don't know how long the hunt is going to actually take you. My favorite weapon is the insect glaive due to how fast and agile it is, while still doing quite a decent bit of damage. But I also like bows because you can stay away and out of the danger while still doing a bit of damage to the monster. Yet there are way more weapons to pick from, each with their unique up and downsides that balance each other out, which is really fun if you play as a group. The fighting is simple, yet does have quite some depth to it, with animations in the game or just mechanics like wounds and hopping onto a monster's back, etc. Not to mention that monsters can also fight another if they're in the same area, and it just feels absolutely great. Yet you do have to be careful about getting hit, because some can do quite a bit of damage. Or they can poison or paralyze you for a bit, which definitely isn't fun. The designs of the weapons are great, unless we talk artisan, because they look like shit. A fix for that would be either also having layered armor for weapons, so layered weapons. It's sacrificing style for function, which I don't fully enjoy. Just remember, damage is temporary, grip is eternal. The fact you can join other players on a whim via SOS flares on hunts, with you gaining resources as well as the other hunter, is absolutely amazing. Add to that the fact that up to 4 hunters charge to slaughter a monster in unison is one of the greatest feelings and experiences I've ever had in gaming. Just really makes it feel like it's a game designed to be played as a group, that also really is amazing in single player, because I played through the whole campaign solo in like 2 or 3 days play. I literally wasn't able to put the game down because I really liked it. And it really does feel like, especially with the SOS flares, that you're rushing to aid another player instead of just, oh, I'm joining a lobby. The game packages all of what I just said into an amazing package that just is truly a masterpiece. Yet every masterpiece has its flaws, which I think are the poorer graphics on PC, even if I couldn't confirm them being atrocious, as well as the inability to pause the game while hunts, or not being able to do so easily, as it does take a bit of menu managing to do that. But then again, I'm not that bothered by it at all, because at least the game gives you that option. If you made it to the end of the video here, leave a like. Can't have been that awful, right, if you stuck around this long. Subscribe if you decided to watch more and more of my videos, and check out my review on another game that I quite enjoyed, but other people didn't really, which was Bayonetta 3, or my latest video here, if you wanna see that, which I think you'd also enjoy. But that's all the time I have for now, and with that, ciao netto, ciao, Kuro.